Hello, Standard 7th. Welcome to the history class by Mamta Shetty. In the part 1 of this video, we have already completed the introduction topic, Bhakti movement and Bhakti. But it's part 1, part 2 and part 3. We have started with the diversity of the language, the principle of secularism, and in this chapter we are going to see the Bhakti movement, then the Sikhism, and then we are going to see the Sufi sect, right? In that we have started with the Bhakti movement right from the south side, the Nayanars and the Alvars. Then we have come across the Sant Ramanand, then Sant Kabir, then the sons in the Bengal side, then like Narsi Mehta, then Mirabai, right, in Gujarat and in Rajasthan respectively, and their preaching, their values. We have also gone through the Sant Rohidas, then the Surdas, about the Sur Sagar, Ramcharitramanas by Sant Tulsidas. We have gone through all this. Even in the Karnataka, Baseswar, who gave the importance of Kaikave Kailash, right? The work is Kailas, where he translated, he wrote everything, he preached everything in Kannada language, that is the religion language. So today we are going for the next topic, that is Mahaanubhav Panth. And in the 13th, now we'll go and see exactly what it is. In the 13th century, right, Chakradhara Swami, he found this Mahanubhav Panth in Maharashtra. Yes, you have to remember this name, Chakradhara Swami. This sect were the devotion of Krishna God. Then Sri Kovid Prabhu, who was a guru of Chakradhara Swami, what did he say? That he told that men and women belonging to all the caste and creed can follow this Mahanubhav Panth. He supported in equality, he told. He travelled all the parts of Maharashtra and he spoke in Marathi language, the state language, yeah, the region language. He told that Marathi could be understood by the common people, Sanskrit could not be. So his work were composed in Marathi only. This sect mainly spread in where? In Vidarbha and Marathawada region of Maharashtra. Ritipur in Vidarbha, it was an important place of this sect, that is Mahanubhav Panth. It's reached up to Punjab and Afghanistan, right? Here also the people followed this Mahanubhav Panth. Now in this we are going to find there are the main composition. These were the people who were the follower of Mahanubhav Panth. What was they? Who were these people? The treatise like Leela Charitra, who wrote this? That is Maibhat, describing about the Chakradhar Swami. Yeah? And then the Marathi poetess Mahadamba, right? She composed which one? Davali. Same way Keshavdas, Sutrapat and Drishtantapat. Same way Damodar Pandit, Vachanara. Then Bhaskara Bhatt Boirkar, he wrote about Shishupal Vadya. And then Narendra, he wrote about Rukmani Swayamvara. So these were the name. You have to remember the name like Leela Charitra by Mahimbat, right? Then Davali by whom? Marathi poetess Mahan Bamba. Then Sutrapat and Drishantapat by whom? Keshavdas. Vachanharan by Damodar Pandit. Shishupal Vadya by Bhaskar Bhatt Borikar and Rukmani Swayamvara of Narendra. These were the work and the author or the people who composed this. Very important, you have to remember, it comes in a match the following or fill in the blanks or name the following. Yes, you have to. So these were the main composition. There are many composition, but these were the main composition. You have to remember these names in Mahanubhav. Now, there were the conversation. You will see in the next topic, you will come to know that. Do you know? In that, what it was? A composition between Hindu and a Muslim written by Sant Eknath. Okay, before we go to that, just read this properly. What is the meaning of treatise? That means the work done by. Now you will find, see, do you know? That's the next topic. Yeah? Okay, conversation between Hindu and Muslim written by Sant Eknath. It's very important. Why? Because religious harmony, the peaceful existence of the different religion in one society was very important. The famous quote of Sant Sheikh Muhammad Avida, Tyanche Hridayi Gopinda. This is very beautiful religious topic. You will find if you go in a Wikipedia about it. Now we are going to the next topic, that is Sikhism. In the last chapter also you have come across this name Guru Nanak. He was the founder of the Sikhism. He was the first Guru of Sikhs. Yes? Guru Nanak. What did he say? His work mentioned the great attempt of religious combination. He visited many holy places of Hindus also, Muslim also. He went to Mecca also. And he preached what? He realized that the feeling of devotion is common. Everyone pray to God. And he thought that all persons should be equally treated. His teachings, what did it aim? It aimed at Hindu-Muslim unity. He emphasized on chaste behavior, pure, holy behavior. He told we should be holy. Many peoples were influenced by his teaching. Everyone liked his teaching. His followers increased day by day. And the followers of Guru Nanak was known as Sikhs, Shishyas, like disciples. Yes, we say not disciple, that means Sikhs. The Adi Grantha, this book is said to be known as Guru Granth Sahib. It's a holy book of Sikhs. The Adi Grantha include what? It includes the composition, the writings of Guru Nanak, Sant Namdev, Sant Kabir and other sons. After him, who became the 9 Gurus of Sikhs, succeeded by the 9 Gurus. The 10th one was Guru Gobind Singh, was the 10th Guru. After Guru Gobind Singh, what happened? The Sikhs regarded this book, Guru Granth Sahib, as their Guru Gobind Singh, and they followed the path what is mentioned in this book. Now we go for the Sufi sect. Sufi sect, it is a sect of Islam. The Sufi saints believe that God is full of love and the only way to reach him is through love and devotion, meditation. Their main teaching was that love for all living beings, meditation and simple living. Khwaja Mohiuddin Chisti, Sheikh Nizamuddin Awliya were the famous saints of Sufi. Their teaching led to unity in Hindu and Muslim. Sufi music is made available, or you can say more valuable, right? Contribution to Indian society. This path of bhakti taught by all the sons, this was open to all the men and women. They expressed their thought, and in the which language? In the common language. People understood it. It was near to their heart. And this bhakti movement, it contributed greatly to our Indian culture. Today what we follow, it was all given to us in a medieval period, and that combines as a bhakti movement. In this chapter we have gone through bhakti movement and the Mahanubhav Panth, then the Guru Nanak, that is Sikhism, the Sufi sect. Sufi music is very famous, right? So this all this bhakti movement, it pressed on only one thing, that the first thing was that you have to follow whatever is in your heart. That should be no casteism, no religionship. Everyone, this movement is open to all men and women. These sons, the great sons, they thought, they expressed their values, they expressed their thoughts in the language of the people. The common people could understand it, and it was quite easy for the people to understand it. And this all makes up all the Indian culture which we have today. So here we end this topic. In the next video, I'll give you the exercise. Thank you.